Productions, Moringa Productions, Farmers Welfare and Empowerment Association of Nigeria. At the same time, President Eden Group Farmers Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited. Also the CEO Eden Industrial and Construction Limited. At the same time, the CEO Eden Pharmaceuticals and Drugs Production Limited. And also the CEO Eden Moringa Productions and Marketers Limited. Though from 2005 and 2006 particularly, we have registered, I think the first one was Eden Group Farmers Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited. Those are where we have started. By then, I think we have a lot of encounter. By then, most of the Indians and the Chinese officials, I think they visited our then President Obasanjo. They told him, he said, they realized that Nigerians are the highest paid health tourism that are flying to India and other parts of the world. That they have a project that if the president can look into it, because that is the major thing that have saved India in the aspect of poverty, health challenges, and unemployment. That these three major key things are what the president have to look at it when you talk of unemployment, looking at the population of Nigeria particularly. I know it's a global, today we are discussing how we can get our world more better than to have more engagement, more profit from the available resources and blessings that God have already bestowed upon the earth. So when he looked at those things, by then president to go into it, the president say Nigerians are not yet ready, that other parts of the world can go on with it. They told him, he said the betting, Nigeria will waste his years looking for how to solve his unemployment problem, looking for how to solve his poverty problem, looking for how to solve health challenges. That these three major key points, unemployment, which is the major source and the foundation to poverty, because once one is unemployed, poverty will certainly set in, and you won't have the right food to eat because you don't have the money to take care of yourself. And then going from there, it affects your health. You see, these are the major three lines. So when the president says no, they couldn't implement it. One of the committee chairman, late Dr. Mrs. Rauta Judge of blessed memory, she called me one day. She said, Michael, I say yes. She said she knows me that once I stood in a particular thing, let the whole world turn upside down. I will stand on that singular ground and keep pushing. Let everybody run away from me. That she so much knows me, even as small as I am, that she believes that I can handle such kind of project. I told her even by then, I say, what is called Moringa? She said, go and research. I know that you are always a researcher. Go and research and come and let me know exactly what we have seen. So when she kept insisting, I spent 2 weeks. I came back. I told her, I said, I don't know what is called Moringa. She said, with all you're running up and down, traveling up and down, out and in of the country, and you don't know what is called Moringa. I said, I don't know. I've never had the name. This is after 3 weeks that I kept going up, coming back, going and coming back. So at the end, she now said, okay. He said she call it in Hausa. He says Zogole. I said Zogole. She told me since that it is Zogole, I wouldn't have wasted my time, waste money, kept asking people up and down. I said, this is a tree that I was born and brought up to it. Okay, I think if I won't mistake, it's one of the first trees that I started climbing. Because by then when we are small, our parents will go to the farms, those that will go to work will go. We the children, we are just at home. Sometimes when we are feeling hungry, the only source of food that we think we can easily fill our stomach before our parents will return from farms and other engagement that they went to is the moringa. And so I said, sometimes we'll just go and harvest it. Every day we must eat it. We'll go and harvest it, go to from the store, come and roast it, and then crush it and mix with the moringa leaves that we have boiled. By then, we are told that the water of moringa will kill one if it's tempered or you eventually drink it. So we will boil it in such a way that almost everything will boil. You see the green water, dark green, we'll throw it off, we'll still bring clean water to raise it. So that is what we kept doing just to eat the leaf. That if we drink the water, we will die. That is the ideas that we have behind that. So we kept doing that. And by then, issues of all this minor malaria, typhoid, and all those small, it doesn't come close to us. I think one of the common infections also that we kept having by then was Apollo during those early the rest of them. We realized that anytime we have this Apollo, our parents will go and squeeze it and drop the water. Do it when you are seeing them physically because you run away. You know how it is. It's more than pepe. So they will wait when we are sleeping. That is when they will come and do it. And that is the only way that kept helping us by then. So those days we kept running up and down. We thought it's the small fishes we were eating that is sustaining us. We didn't know that these particular leaves that we are boiling every day, eating, is what is really building our immune system. So when I now explained to her, she said, okay. He said, please go into it, whether you like it or not. It's a global project. Let them believe. You know what you have shared with me? I say, yes. He said, just go. This is what God have brought for you. The whole nation would even rise against you. Even license, federal government agencies will not give you. It's a fight, but I know you won't give up. That is what this woman kept telling me, 2006 particularly. She kept convincing me every day. I told her, I said, Ma, I don't have anything. I said, anything that I have to do with government, I don't want to even. He said, no. When she started encouraging me, I said, okay. She said one day she removed her money. She said, take this money. Since you don't want to use your personal money to go and cultivate and farm it, I will use mine. I told her, you want me to go and farm moringa? She said, yes. I said, the whole world, people will look at me, all my community and people around me will look at me that this guy is insane. Maybe because of so many with government is what is pushing him to go and farm goat food. Because anybody or any family you see moringa tree, they look at them that they are the poorest of us, that they don't have money to eat meat, they don't have money to buy milk and the rest of them. So they planted those moringa in order to sustain and boost their immune system in order to take away most of this outbreak of diseases. So I told her, I said, do you want people to be looking at me as if I'm insane? She said, whatsoever people will say it. That is around that 2006, 2007. Whatsoever people will say it, don't mind them. Farm moringa in large hectares of land. She said, yes, don't mind whatever people will say it. He said by then, chairman board of internal revenue. One day she now called me and said, take this money. Since you don't want to spend your money, go and establish the farm. I reluctantly took the money. She said, if you eat my money without doing this project, without working on this, he said, how God must surely deal with me. I said, I didn't even accept going in and you are giving me money and you are still adding it to condition that your God would do. I now looked at her, I said, Ma, I'm not going. She said, Michael, just move. That is how I left her office and started a farm. News kept going up and down that, oh, most of my brothers, commissioners in government, permanent secretary, they kept calling me. They said they were told that I'm insane, that please, they don't want me to be distracted, that because of the money I lost office. I told them, I said, I'm not ready to work in any government establishment because you want to kill me. I said, no. So that is how we kept pushing on and then went into the cultivation. The first year, cows, these sheep, most of the planting people brought the sheep and then cleared the entire farm. Our arrangement with them initially that I won't stay there long. So when they realized that that arrangement, I'm trying to cross it, they went and brought sheep because cows, they can't, except cows will just match their kettles. And these are common plants, animals that they prefer dying eating moringa. If you want to kill easily, just plant moringa close to it. Anytime you want to hold him, that is where you will take. So to cut the whole story short, I went and did that. He said, oh, yeah, go on with your research. I kept going on. I went and bought chickens in all villages. I gathered them, just be bringing this moringa, sometimes pour it in their food. The same thing with sheep, goats. I'll bring them those ones that are totally as if totally malnourished, or how do I even look at them? They don't have single flesh. When you look at them, if they dash you some of those animals, you won't even accept them. Those are the ones that I always go and pick. I'll pay them, bring it back home, get this moringa, add it to their feed morning and evening, morning and evening. Within 1 month, you will see how the entire place will change. For pigs, that is something I kept doing. I now realize there was an outbreak of avian influenza, this bird flu. Everybody all around the community are crying that, oh, all their chickens are dead and the rest of them. My own local chickens, I have over 200. Because I left the city, I went to our land in the interior village. So I was staying there with my community in Kabu, in Nasarawa, Uganda, local government of Nasarawa State. So all other people's birds, swine, and the rest of them kept dying, but mine, nothing would touch them. People will come and say, what kind of magic are you performing here that everybody birds are dying? And your own, nothing, no single headache. Every day you will see new chicks coming out every day because of that moringa that I kept adding to their food, consistently monitoring them. I don't buy single drugs or nothing. And that is how they kept laying eggs everywhere. You'll see new chicks coming out on daily basis. This one will come on today, another one tomorrow. So it's on that basis. I now went to National Veterinary Research Institute in VOM, 2009. I kept pressurizing them. I kept writing proposals to all the agencies of the government that this is something that can change our life. If we can engage people directly to cultivate it, but when you start demanding for this moringa for feed production and drugs production, then people will be engaged by force because everybody is looking for where to generate income. And we have realized that with moringa, every month you can harvest it. Every month, as you harvest today, give it 1 week, you will see new branches coming up. The second week, third week, maintain it at that level. So when I realized, I submitted a proposal. The National Veterinary Research Institute is one of the biggest research institutes in the West Africa by then. I think up to now, it's a federal government agency. So the professor there, they looked at me, they said, Michael, I said, yes. You submitted a proposal here that the government can generate so and so billions of naira and can engage so thousands or millions of citizens of the country, and can solve all this outbreak of diseases, avian influenza, arthritis in cows, and so many outbreak of disease from animal, fishes, and the rest. I say yes. What did you write? What did you study? I told them I read Fine and Apply Art. The professor looked at me and said, this boy must be sent. Why are you here? I said, I'm a businessman. I only have an idea. I did my own local research and I'm brought out something. And I'll tell you, this is an institution where you people produce vaccines, drugs, and supplements for animals. So please, can you just give a little attention to Moringa? They said they don't have time and they can't do that. I think one of the last day, He gathered all the research directors, the professors, and the rest of them, 2010. They told them, he said, they invited me, I went there. They said, what do you have to say? I said, I'm here. I don't know how to speak most of the big grammars, but the only thing I have here to say is this. I said, I want to bring 5 of my birds, chicken, and then 1 goat or sheep that you want. I will bring them, choose one from there, and then bring your own that you have used your vaccines, you have used your drugs and supplement in treating them. Take it to the lab, slaughter it, take it to the lab, analyze the blood, check the meat samples and the rest of them. Let's see if your own is clinically certified for human consumption more than my own. I want to go and serve a jail for 1 month. The executive director, Dr. Ahmed, looked at me by then. He said, see this boy. You are throwing a challenge to us. I said, sir, it's not that I'm throwing a challenge. Since I kept trying to convince you on what we have done locally, then you people should now adopt it as a key. Let's see how we can work on it. And then let the entire nation have something and let Africa have something so that we can now, what we are doing is not just to solve or to heal or to kill or to clear most of these diseases and outbreaks. It's also to see how their waste, that is chicken dungs and cow dungs and the rest of them, will also be added with the moringa. The main extraction is going for drugs productions, while the waste is going for feed of these animals. And then the waste of those waste can still now be recycled and fertilizer will come out of it. The professor looked at me, he said, okay, don't worry, you can just go. We don't have any meeting. Wait till when we call you. In the night, one of the doctors called me. He said that challenge you throw to the National Institute of Pharmacy, National Veterinary Research Institute. He said he's part of them, but please, I should return back to the institute tomorrow. I said the executive director asked me not to return there, that they will call me. He said, yes, just come. When I went there, the executive director saw me. He said, Michael, I said, yes. Who asked you to come here? I said, sir, I just came to greet you. He said, you told me you don't want to see me until he called. I said, I'm sorry, sir, I just came to greet you. And that is when he now called the director in charge of research, which later succeeded him as the executive director. He asked Dr. Shamaki, he said, Doctor, I realized this boy is feeling hungry. When you looked at his status, you look at his way of, look at him, you will feel that he's feeling hungry. So give him 2 tons of moringa to supply. Let's do a trial. It's just that we want to just help him. So they gave that 2010, 2011 particularly. Gave me the offer, go and supply it. Bring 2 tons at 2.5 million naira, 2.4 million naira. By then I was bragging that I have a lot of moringa in my farms. And then I can supply even the 1 trailer on a monthly basis. So all around my villages, moringa we have planted and we have them everywhere. Not knowing that when you start harvesting and drying, the volume of trees we have seen, when you dry it, that is when you will realize that we have not started yet. It will become later. I took that order joyfully. I went back to the village, started harvesting moringa everywhere. Started harvesting moringa, drying. I made that supply. Fortunately, I was able to supply only 1 ton. At the end of the supply, they paid me. They said they don't want to see me in this institute again. Since they gave me 2 tons, I managed to supply 1 ton in 1 month. We don't want to see you again. So we only help you. Go and see what you can do. I said, thank you so much. I left them. After 5 months, Grand Cereal and Oil Mill Limited is one of the biggest producers of poultry feed and vita feed in the whole of Nigeria by then. They called me, they said, Michael, I say yes. Ashim, they called me Ashim, I say yes. Because that is my company's name by then, that I registered 2001. And I've been supplying them with grains for feed and other this thing using railway. So when they called me, he said, are you aware, are you the one that went into a research with National Veterinary Research Institute in Vaughan? I said, yes, I only supply them as a businessman. He said, no, not as a business. You wrote a complete proposal, you gave details breakdown, you guide them on how to produce this feed, how to add this to that and bring this to this, and this is the result, this is the result. I say, yes, I did that. Are you a researcher? I say, I'm not. He said, yes, we knew you here as our supplier. I said, yes. And at the end of the day, they said, do you have the National Institute called you for a report on what transpired or the outcome of the research? I said, they have not. He said, this is 5 months. It is almost 6 months now. They have not called you. I said, they have not. He said, are you aware that we have totally cut off mortality in poultry? No single one died at the end of the research. I said, I know that is what will come out. That is for broilers within 4 months. We lost no single bird. I said, okay, I'm not aware. He said, are you aware that we went into that research together with the National Veterinary Research Institute? I said, I'm not aware. All that you are asking me, I don't know. But the result is what I know, that this is what must come out. He said, for layers, the kind of eggs that comes out from our laboratory analysis, we have never seen any organized poultry house all over the world that is the eggs are so clean. So we now realize that the eggs that we have been, producing feed, farmers are buying, supplying, we are supplying reasonably all over the country, and we are having eggs almost everywhere. We now realize that those eggs that we're eating poison. People are buying poisons and eating. It's now that we have seen the outcome of this research with the Moringa inclusion on this feed that we have now seen that we have gotten the best egg ever. I said, Oga, I know that is what will come out. He said, okay, that aside, we want to cut off the importations of premise and vitamins that we are bringing into Nigeria on monthly basis for production. So we want to give you an order now. Go and be supplying 30 tons of this moringa. We want it on weekly basis. Sign an MOU now that we are giving you an order to supply 30 tons on weekly basis. I said, is that so? He said, yes. I told them, the National Veterinary Research Institute gave me 2 tons to supply within a month. It took me 1 month to supply only 1 ton. You are now demanding for me 30 tons on weekly basis. Where will I get those moringa leaves to be able to harvest, dry, and then supply? The purchase manager now looked at me and said, we know you can do it. Go back and research your farmers, call on people, organize them. When you are ready to supply 30 tons on weekly basis, come back to the Grand Cereal. We will buy from you and we will also supply to other, because from the analysis and result of what we have gotten there, I think what we are looking for, we have gotten it, and farmers will eat the best meat ever. So that is what transpired. And then I was unable up to date because of what? Funding, because of what? Politics. So these are some of the views. I now realize I went back, I kept approaching the government. Let's see how we can solve unemployment in Nigeria with this moringa. They said this boy will always submit a proposal that people will be wondering where you got the idea and the way you put your proposal across. We'll always keep wondering. We know that you can do it, but just leave it. It's our own. From the presidency, they called me live that we know that you can do it, but we won't allow you to do it. So that is the politics that are there in regards to moringa. I now realize the words of my dear mama. I kept having a lot of battles fight. Having certification from government agencies becomes a terrible thing to me. I kept fighting on my own. Sometimes I will go on air, I will fight, police will hold me up and go and detain me. Soldiers, they will ask soldiers, beat this boy and throw him up. They will say, if we beat him, we will even kill him. But God kept guiding and God kept protecting me. And here we are today. we have developed, we have put a program on ground. I know when you come in terms of moringa, so many people get discouraged. Some say they have planted, there is no market. Some cry that there are no off-takers. I mean, we don't know what to do. But I want to announce to the world that with the fertilizer and the feedlots that we are about launching very soon, I think the demand for moringa, everybody will run to the farm. You can be having your cool money from moringa. Every other plant and crops, they will be celebrating because moringa extract or waste have been used in fertilizer production, and you are restoring back the soil, the ecosystem, and the rest of them, which has been totally going down. And then we can have results of peat or maybe grains all over. Like Nigerian, particularly, I'm always specific because that is, and this is where I am. Last few 3 months ago, my senators have been shouting that there is no grains in the National Grains Reserve. And now, I said, I have a fertilizer. I don't need, just give me the contract to gather the farmers. You mustn't engage the people, but you can only engage them indirectly by asking me to supply you grains. We will fill this National Grains Reserve within 6 months without shaking. Why? Because we have developed the fertilizer and we have the moringa and we have the farmers. The moringa farmers will earn more money. The extract will be used. All these animal feeds and the rest of them drops that we have that have eaten moringa, we will now join the we'll extract and produce the fertilizer. We'll share it to the farmers. You mustn't pay money. Once we know you as a registered farmer, we give you this fertilizer. We give you the better seeds and grains. Go and cultivate. Give you the organic herbicide. Go and cultivate. We will offtake. You have your own money. We will deduct our fertilizer money and we'll still buy that from you. And then we'll fill the National Grains Reserve. And then we can have extract to be exported internationally and to all over the country. Sometimes I've looked at us here in Africa when I see that even countries that are at war will supply grains to we in Africa that were not in war. And then we look at the land. God have blessed us and have given us the land where you drop a seed is growing. But chemicals, fertilizers, and the rest of them have destroyed our land. And now we have gotten an idea and a principle and a way on how to restore back the land to itself. And then everything you plant, you will have a better yield. In addition, some people, a lot of outcry some of these few days talking about GMO and the rest of them. I said, it's a part of business that everybody has his own way of developing and bringing out an idea. If I realize that this one is supplying me a particular grain that I know that it doesn't go well with my health, what am I doing? I have moringa. That is why I eat everything and I eat anything. My wife and my family will always tell me, say, why do you are not afraid to eat any food you see people eating, or the one you know and the one you don't know, you just carry it and eat? I say, yes. If I eat the one that troubles me, if I get back home, I will prepare my tea, moringa tea. I'll prepare it and take. It will boost my immune system. It will flush out whatsoever contamination that I've taken. I can drink 4-5 bottles of Coke and Pepsi on daily basis. People will look at me and say, is it that you are brag because of moringa? Don't you know that these have a lot of side effects to your health? I'll tell them I am taking in order because I don't like eating too much. But the little I take, I always like taking water. But the more that I take, will add my moringa in it, either the cake extract to it. And then I fired out whatever that is, or any preservatives and the rest of them that are found in those foods. Like even most of our foods, all these seasonings and the rest of them. Some of those extracts, preservatives, who have been causing a lot of having a lot of side effects to our health. It can totally be taken out if you have this moringa close to you. So issues of hospital. Sometimes I know I have most of my battle with the Ministry of Health. There was a time I have to move at organize professors, about 12 professors. They said, we are ready to sacrifice for you. I said, well, let's move to the Ministry of Health. We want to go and protest. I think that is what, when the minister heard that professors are coming for protest, because I went on national TV and national radios I kept announcing that the federal government have given the NAFDAC a go-ahead that anything that is produced in Nigeria, 100% organic, without chemical fertilizer or without any this thing, without preservatives, they shouldn't approve it. The government, commissioner of police, they called me, they said, say this boy, you're not hearing. They went and sanctioned one of the national TV that why do they always allow me to come and speak, that they should give me a recorded program so that they can edit it before they share. They said, no matter whatsoever you give to Michael, he will tell you that he's not going on recorded program, that he wants to go live. Even if he made a mistake, he will correct it there. Then he is causing problem to you. Let Dokwesi. So they called me one day, he said when they came, you always tell them, follow the boy to his factory. The factory is just behind the Aso Rock. That is in Nyanya. We are not too far. Follow him and go and detain him. Don't follow us. We are only media. This thing. You say, yes, don't allow him to be coming to your TV station to be making such kind of claims. Even if he has the fact, you shouldn't pollute the minds of people. He now told me one day, he said, are you polluting the minds of people? I say, I'm not. I'm only telling the people that this is the right way we should go. Let's see how we can change our economy. Let's see how we can change these issues of poverty. Let's see how we can change and have a better drugs and pharmacies. And that is why we went also further with the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research. We deliver all our products. We said, this is it. These are Moringa extracts. Because with all that I've supplied to UK, all that we have supplied to Hungary, all that we have supplied to US, all that we have supplied to Dubai, I think most of the money have been lost. I now looked at it when Moringa farmers are crying. Some will tell me, you encourage us to cultivate Moringa and you can't come up to harvest and you can't come up to pay us. I said, this is before, not now. With what God have helped us to be able to get to the level we are now, we are 100% too sure of what we are doing. And every farmer, not just Moringa farmer, that is why we guarantee the entire Nigerian, Africa, and the world. You know, sometimes people call me also, sorry for taking all this time. People called me and they said, the government is no longer funding agriculture. International community are no longer funding agriculture. What are the causes of all this? I say, yes. We kept saying it for years. About 20 years, I saw that from 2020, from 2002, 21, 22, 23, those years. I know it, that it will get to this level. When somebody funds you to cultivate, and then you have products, you have fertilizers, you have other insecticides that you are pushing and you are unable to deliver, or you didn't research further to see how can we clear the side effect of this fertilizer to our grains and then supply this product to these foreign bodies that are funding us or giving us grants or helping us. Do you think those people will continue? They won't. So if they say today United Nations have totally cut off funding agriculture, it's not their fault because the industries that they are generating funds from, all those bigger industries, pharmaceutical industries all over the world that are in need of these raw extracts, organic products that are supposed to be used in extracting and producing foods, supplying to the world, then taxes that are generated from there will now be given to the farmers. If they don't longer have those products to begin to go into production, where will they get the money and still give some of the higher taxes or gift or maybe grants that will give to African countries to cultivate? We are here, God have given us the land. Some places they have the land, but the weather is not favorable for them to cultivate. So they relied on you that your weather is favorable. And you that your weather is favorable, you are not ready to go into that cultivation, or you are not ready to go into more research, to have more idea in order to cultivate. You mustn't cultivate Moringa. Another person can cultivate Moringa and then do the extract, taking it for drugs production, so supplements, and then the waste part of it, develop your fertilizer, and then part of it will be used in feeding your animals and the rest of them. Then the waste part of the animals, the dungs, can also be added. And then we go into nano fertilizer production. With this, there is nobody, those industries will surely, nothing will stop them from coming back because there will be enough food. Sometimes I cried when I looked at all over the world, or maybe they will say Africans are dying of hunger, poverty. It's a shameful thing to me. And that is why even if I'm on radio or national radio, I am not afraid to say it. It's so disgraceful that we that have the land, God have blessed us. You can drop a seed there, and there is an idea that this thing must surely come up. You drop it at the right season, the rain will come, God will send the rain, and it will water the plant will go up, and I'm still be feeling hungry. It's so disgraceful. So we want to use this media, want to use this time to assure every Moringa farmer we are not just out here. We have taken Moringa from all over the world. I know the industry that sent from US some years back, that they knows what you're doing. Go and do it well. We know that we can't get to anywhere. If the world wants to get back its ecosystem planting and the weather that is this ecosystem that is affecting every life, both animals and the rest of them. If we want to get it back, we must go organic. And that is why when I looked at it, what is the simple plant that I can use is Moringa. What is the simple plant that I can harvest on monthly basis is Moringa. So with all those things, when we begin to cultivate all this, with all humility, I'm assuring you, there will be enough food for everybody. High cost of food will not come, despite some of these economic problems, global changes of prices or economic meltdown and the rest of them. It will affect people. We won't be talking of poverty or people be dying of hunger. Let the whole world be filled. There is opportunity for everybody, wherever you are, whether you are inside the water, you can still have the best because most of these toxins that have been pushed down there, it can still, Moringa is one of the plants that you can use to even clean the water there. So we have a lot. If it is Moringa, I don't think nobody should go into Moringa and be crying. Some of my farmers now told me, sir, you didn't take the leaves. I say, yes, leave it. If I didn't take the leaf now, the money I was supposed to take the leaf on monthly basis from you, I didn't have opportunity to take that. Leave it as a seed within 4 or 5 months. Once the seed comes out, you will make more money on the seeds than the leaves. And the seed, because it's a global products. I mean, product that can be exported to any part of the world. They use it for so many things, extractions and the rest of them. So we have a lot in Moringa, and I want to use this medium to thank you all for this wonderful opportunity as we keep pushing on. We have our challenges. Most challenges comes when there are no funding. When you see a successful research and you that have the opportunity to fund or to support that research, you say, oh, because this one is not mine, what benefit will I have from this? I'm telling you, it will turn back to affect you directly or indirectly. Most of these crimes that we are crying every day, Boko Haram, bandits or cultisms and the rest of them, these are simple issues which most of the times, when it comes to economic and security issues, I always advise and I always share it up. You can buy 1,000 guns and put on ground for 1,000 people. The money you buy that 1,000 guns, when you calculate that money is supposed to fund 100,000 citizens that wants to go into genuine farming. It's hunger that push people to carry gun. All this cattle wrestling and the rest, when these people have the best that they are looking for, when a government set up a standard, when I'm talking government, I'm not just referring to Nigerian government or referring to Nigerian institutions. It's a global issues. So I'm only using here as a case study, as an example. Likewise, the same thing I'm facing here, other people are facing in other countries. So once we looked at this simple way in order to change our life, you as a president or you as a governor or you as any of the government officials, once you use your own time and make sure you fix these agricultural programs and policies on the right way, having ideas of the successful research that have been done and kept on ground, you dust it, you bring it up, you say, okay, my president, I know you are not interfacing with people. This is what we can do. This is what we can do. You bring out your idea And then the president look at you, say, okay, can you supervise such things? You say yes. He will not give you the go ahead, or go and do a pilot test, let's see. With such kind of things, I'm telling you, it will change life. When you retire back home, what you have done for them, as you are doing for them, you are doing for yourself. That will make life, everybody will live peacefully. I can go to my community and sleep with my eyes closed. I can go to anywhere without fear of favor. I'm not presently in Abuja. I travel on the road. One of my elder statesmen called me and said, you don't want me to travel on the road? I said, I'm going on the road. He said, it's better they give you money. I'm paying your flight and everything. I told him, I said, don't worry, keep the money for the flight. I want to give to other farmers who are waiting for me. It's not that I don't want to go by flight. It's not that we cannot pay the money by flight, but I traveled all the way. When you have and people are engaged, let me tell you, the whole road, issues of crime, kidnapping, and the rest of them will totally be free. Everybody will be celebrating because there is food for everybody to eat. Those that cannot go to the farms, they are in their offices. And then you that you are going to the farm, they must buy from you. And if they are buying the best thing, sometimes this food, when there are challenges because we didn't have the right fertilizer, we didn't have the right research, and then to help the farmers to get better yields. Those are the major causes that most of the farms now, you see a lot of people, so many big farms. Sometimes I realize what happened, like the Zimbabwe farmers, when they said our then leader, Robert Mugabe, seized the land from the foreigners. And then after some few years, you see a lot of dollar changes and so many things have affected them. Some of those Zimbabwe farmers came to Nigeria. And then they were unable to stay. Why? Because the platform or the opportunity that they have, where they have their kettles and the rest of them, they generate and produce their fertilizers on their own. We, the Africans, sometimes, or with some of our leaders, when you realize, so these people are making money from my land, why can't you develop them so that your people who are benefiting from there can also have the same idea and then go into it? Now today, they are not there. In Nigeria here, most of them came, thousands of hectares they have taken. Where are they? They ran away because of what? Our land is dead. What will you use to revitalize those land? And that is why we developed this Moringa organic fertilizers and other things. And we are boosting. I will stand and challenge you. Bring your best fertilizer. I will challenge you with, if you have a synthetic fertilizer, not talking of organic, but mine is organic. Let's see who will get the best. These are things that when farmers are seeing, you guide the farmers, you follow them up one step after another, you guide them and instruct them as an extension workers or agri officer. You guide them on those angles. You will realize that there will be a lot of harvest and everybody will be celebrating and people will be running into agriculture because they will make more money there than staying in an office. What will I go and be doing in an office where they will be paying me maybe a minimum wage of 70,000 naira? That's 70,000 naira during rainy season. If I have my little farm, if I don't have money, and somebody is saying, okay, come, belongs to this association or group, we will give you the fertilizer, we will give you the seed, we will give you all. Stay there and work. At the end of the day, we take that. Have we not worked out a better way? So these are the ideas that we have on ground in order to make sure that this country have the best that I'm not, when I say this country, wherever you are, your country, as you are hearing, is part of something that you can now approach your government. This is what we can do. So we mustn't be exporting. Most of the products that I've exported, like particularly Dubai, when I stayed there, I did all that I could. The money I've put in there, the product I've exported there, the same thing Hungary and UK. The money I put, the high volume of money, there's hundreds of millions I spent in doing that. Most of the people I borrowed money from them. They hang on my neck. Michael, you dupe us. You take our money. You deceive us. I said, no, don't worry. Your money is back. Your money is in the factory here. What I've sent down there doesn't worth anything. Sometimes in business, when you go in, there must be challenges and there are failures. There will be lack of trust. People that you have believed that they will return back your money after delivering to them, they didn't return. You are not to give up, or you planted something and they didn't take it. You are not to give up. You have to stand there and believe that that thing, as far as human beings will continue to exist, the demand for what we have planted will surely come up. Nothing will stop it. So it's all depends on your belief. It all depends on what you have seen, your determination. So agriculture, that is just the best way to solve all these crimes, unemployment, and the rest of them. if I'm looking for money, I know if I cultivate 10 hectares today of maize with what I have on ground, I didn't spend 10% of what I have realized in only 2 months, 20 something days of using Moringa fertilizer. I didn't spend 10% of 100% of what I have gotten. So those are the things. So these are the views that we have. Let's see as we are going on. Whatever question, there are a lot of discussions and issues. Let me not take too much time, but if need be, that we continue from where we are. We have a lot to give out. We have a lot to engage. Wherever you are, we can deliver. Wherever you are, we can guide you. We can instruct you. And then the whole nation will be free. And thank you so much. The African Moringa Hub. It's a wonderful time for me to be here and to thank you so much for your grace. We are leveraging on some of these opportunities. Sometimes I always tell my leaders, one of my former minister and senator, one day he told me, he said, Michael, go and struggle on your own. Don't follow me. I mustn't be the one to help you. I mustn't help you. I have helped myself to come up.
Hello, Michael. You cut out.
Government will never fund Moringa project.
Hello, Michael. I think Michael was just summing up, and then we've lost him. You there, Michael? Hello? Hello?
He's on mute.
Us? Yeah, we lost you for a minute there, Mr. Michael, Dr. Michael.
Okay, yeah. Am I on now?
You're on now, yes. You were just winding up. You were winding up, and then we lost you.
Okay. So what I was trying to share there is this. I said, like the experiences or what I have with one of my father that says, he mustn't help me. He have helped himself. I should continue. I should go and struggle the same way he have struggled to be where he is. I told him, I said, no, as a father, when you have battle to cross a stream, you don't expect your son, you take him back to that same stream and say he will also struggle to get to where you are. That means we won't develop. That means we won't grow. Anybody that says, oh, because I have crossed to this level, and any government that says because we have crossed to this level, we won't empower this one, your refusal to empower him have totally destroyed your reputations, because you are helping him to build up what he have done. Will help your citizens or your community and your people. They will praise you because of what you have done, because you are not only helping me, you are helping back your people. So that is what we are trying to say. In every settings of this life, you can start from where somebody ends. As I've said, some of us have suffered a lot of evils. I have seen where government officials approach me directly and tell me, I say, you are wasting your time. I will tell them, I say, now you they waste your time. You will retire there and you'll be frustrated because I won't give up on what I'm pursuing. You, when you close from that office, whether you like it or not, when you retired, you came back home or you are back home, you won't have what will help you. You refuse to use this medium to help yourself and help me, so that your brothers can also benefit from the idea and what I'm doing. If I have a factory, like the factory on ground now, I'm not there to be producing. It's somebody that is working there. And what he's getting from there, another person is making from him. Some of the extract and this thing that we are using, somebody must be there to be working. So if you are helping me, you are helping a different person that you have never seen. The raw material we are extracting from all over the country, they are bringing it. Those that are bringing it, am I there? I'm not there directly. I'm there indirectly, because what they are doing, I am paying them and they are taking the money. And that is how we can solve all these issues. So I want to advise both our governments and everybody all over the world. The ideas we have, the ways we have pushed is for us to make this life enjoyable, for us to make this life simple, for us to understand that, yes, I mustn't travel to go and suffer somewhere. Because some people left their primary responsibility, a simple thing that they're supposed to do. Let me use Nigerian as an example. Sometimes if I travel out of the country, Dubai, UK, or another place, I will look at how Nigerians that are suffering there. I said, these people might have sold their houses in Nigeria here. These people might have stopped the works that they are doing, and they are there. They will spend 10 years before they will get back themselves. But meanwhile, if they are here in this country here, in Nigeria, what they can do is just to use that money
Hello, we've lost you again.
country. Let's supply this company. And then you see a lot of incomes coming in. Sometimes when the price of dollars exchange and the rest of them, I looked at it, I would just be laughing. Because of what? We have simple solution and we can't leverage on it. It doesn't take 6 months. If anybody, wherever, any country of the world that you said, oh, there is hunger, use your 6 months. You will change that hunger that is coming in the next 2 years or 3 years. These are simple facts and simple analysis that has been on ground. So when sometimes you see some of those fights, some of us, we have already zeroed our mind, death or alive, we are getting there. We want to make sure that people, with what we have done, people will realize that, yes, there is a simple way to solve fight. So that is what we are telling government. It's not a fight, but it's just an understanding. Understand this is the way to go. Look at this research successes, adopt it. What I've done, one of the director in National Veterinary Research Institute, sometimes will call me and say, please don't be referring to our institute. Sometimes they will call us and say, why did you go into that research with so company? Why did you allow this guy to go into this research with you? He's using it now to say that government have known that this is the way to go, but they are refusing, and they are making farmers to be losing their money. Somebody that wants to go into poultry farming, have after his civil service work or retirement, he will go and buy all the poultries and drops there. But you refuse the research that we have done there that is supposed to help him so that he won't lose money, lose what he have been saving all these years in order to take care of his birds. And then at the end, the bird can come to the market at a lower price because he have spent less because of that research that we have done. You have refused to help him. You even maybe force him also to insure the product. At the end of the day, those chickens all died. And for you to pay him compensation, it has become a problem. So how do you expect such kind of people you say to your citizens, you want the citizens to grow? There is no development, no economic growth when the simple thing that you're supposed to do as a government, you refuse to do it. You don't expect any economic growth. Sometimes I tell people, sometimes when I'm talking, people feel, they say, Michael, why are you always emphasizing and talking about government? I say, yes, government is the biggest sector that's supposed to have a leverage ground. That is just like an incubation ground where anybody can come in, where anybody can leverage on it, and then start from there. But if the government policies and programs, somebody is there hijacking the money that's supposed to go for this, how do you expect the poor man there to do? A Fulani man, a cattle rearer in the bush, you refuse to allow him to realize that planting moringa, most of them know, planting moringa is to its own advantage, that you will harvest that moringa and then extract the leaf, send it to your company, you buy it. The waste part of it, you crush it and mix it and spread it for the sheep and the cattle, and they will eat. And he stopped most of the loss of cows and the outbreak of diseases that sometimes you see all those cows dying and the rest of them without remedy because we keep injecting them. It won't solve them because their immune system is totally weak. So once their immune system is totally weak, the kind of injection we keep, you spend higher. So these are common problems that can be solved by every government of the world. When you look at some of these things that we have outlined here, I know I talk randomly, but with what we are saying, with the recorded program, it will really help. And then when you share, can approach government. This is what we need to do. And we'll solve Nigeria, we'll solve these global issues, tree plantings and the rest of them. I raised, there is last 3 years or so. I said, I launched 9 billion Moringa trees cultivation. Do you know that I was frustrated in such a way that I couldn't, I've raised it to go and plant it. It's a problem. When one of the bank even encouraged me that, oh, they are ready to do so and so, they are ready to help my farmers and do that, I have to now ask my farmers in Nigerian currency to register with 5,000 naira. And most of them register with 5,000. The bank couldn't meet up with them. I borrowed more money to go and buy more, extract the seed. I get herbicide, organic insecticides. I borrowed money to do all those things and deliver to those people. The bank that's supposed to fund them on their own angle so that we will have more raw material, and then we extract, we sell the one that we can sell on a cheaper ground, and then have more funds, establish our factories and the rest of them, and then see how people will get this thing. But we are frustrated. So these are some of the things. Sometimes when you see some of us talking, sometimes people say I'm always getting angry, or when I'm talking, I talk harsh. I say, yes, it's from where the experiences I've gathered. I spent since 2000 and, let me say, since 2004, 25, 26, particularly 26, the experiences I have with government. When one of my government by then, they say, oh, go and cultivate cassava. I single-handedly went and found 50 hectares of cassava. That is 500 plots. 2 weeks, 2 tractors are working day and night. At the end of the day, they say Chinese government will come and take up cassava all. That year, 2006, 2007 particularly, people use cassava as firewood. So when, as a government, if you have so and so, you get the right products that when you are encouraging your citizens to go into so and so, you know that there is an off-taker. And you know that these are things that even if they cultivate, it won't spoil. You can off-take such kind of things and store it for another year. So these are all these post-harvest losses and some of these issues that comes up in farming. Those are the things that really discouraging people. And you see some who say, I better take arm. Or this one, let me just go and join cultism and see what I can do. Or this one say, let me just go and join this group and see what I can do. I can get the money by all means. Or this one, let me go and also sacrifice. But there is something simple on ground that every 2 months, I bet you, people will have thousands and thousands of dollars in their account. Because of what? They have found a better way of going into agriculture. And then you will realize that the entire economic this thing will be restored. So I wish us all the best. So we keep pushing on, let's keep discussing. I know we will get there. We will get there very soon. Very, very soon we will get there. We are already there. So it's just for us to complete what we are doing. We have our stake on ground. I think by tomorrow, we want to launch some things also where I am. Though I've traveled down to Benin in Edo State. I want to launch one of the biggest farm also, Moringa farm. We will launch it up tomorrow. We will share details on it. And then we encourage people all over the world. You can cultivate because of what we want to do. So there are a lot of value addition in Moringa. When you are planting Moringa, it doesn't stop you from planting maize. When you're cultivating Moringa, it doesn't stop you from cultivating soybeans. When you're cultivating Moringa, it does only 1 hectare of Moringa or 1 plot of Moringa. You can do 10 hectares of the other one. This one, every month you are investing your money from there. It doesn't stop you. You have planted it once in your lifetime. That is where it will be for you. And your own is just to see how you can have good markets with the kind of program that is coming up now, a Unity Moringa group, in order to see how we can get this raw material, not just wasting money. Industries should just be off-taking, we repackage. Fertilizer is something that everybody is looking for all over the world. So let it be organic. Even the synthetic one that we are talking, we want to restore back our soil. You can't restore it back with chemicals again. You can only restore it back with all this moringa extract. You know, some people say, what have you put in your moringa? I say, that belongs to me. And my fertilizer is 100% organic. And I'm assuring you, bring any product you want to restore this land, you can't restore it with beyond what I'm doing now. So these are facts that we have done on ground. These are successes that we have bear with all the shames, with all the disgrace, abuses, and the rest of them. God have given us the mind we withstand such kind of things. And here we are, pushing on to establish the best. Wishing you all the thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Michael. We've got a couple of questions.
All right.
Joshua, are you there? And also our friend from Malawi. Joshua, would you like, are you online? Or have we lost him?
Hello, Jeanette, I'm online. Jeanette, I'm here.
Yes. Can you have a word, please?
Okay. Dr. Michael, this is a very detailed presentation. Thank you so much for pushing all this out to us. I wanted to ask you specifically, you've not spoken much about your organic fertilizer. Specifically, we've not heard much about it. You have spoken in general, but specifically, just give a very brief about the organic moringa. What makes it different? Why do you think it's the best? And why are you talking about it? And what are your intentions to all of us? Because majority of your presentation is about the Nigerian government and its people, but it also goes on to the extent of talking about global aspects. In specific, in global, how did the global community on moringa come in? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful question. I know I have spoke generally. Coming to the aspects of the moringa fertilizer, and then how the global community can join in. We have a lot. Why this fertilizer have taken me about almost 16 years working every day. I will launch this fertilizer. We couldn't. We have to get the right ways to go with it first. And with what we have done, you see, going into poultry, going to cattle rearing, and then those are one of the major aspects that we have seen that we must solve that first, because we are taking animal dungs, we are taking poultry dungs, we are getting this moringa, which is the major source of the difference with other fertilizers.
La première fois, comme il avait commandé, que c'est une pénurie, il est un des grands vendeurs de produits, donc il a un manque et une demande plus qu'il en a. Donc, il me demande s'il pouvait encore avoir ça. J'ai dit, bon, moi, j'avais déjà livré parce que tu avais dit que tu as trouvé. Il dit que non, à chaque fois quand il y en a, il me fait signe. Donc, c'est pour ça qu'il a envoyé les prix, il compare. Donc, quand il doit me contacter, et donner le contact à qui il doit aller acheter au Paris 20e. Voilà, il va se déplacer. Il est même très content s'il peut se procurer sur place. Comme ça, il suffit de l'envoyer le contact, lui-même, il va le faire. Comme ça, dès que l'achat est fait, tu dis à ton...
Hello, Jeanette. There is an interference from Mr. Amadou in Mali. Can you look at that, please?
Okay. Hello, can I continue?
Yeah, Dr. Michael, just a minute, please. Let Jeanette kindly mute everyone, please. Okay, Dr. Michael, you can continue. Thank you.
Continue.
Yeah.
Please continue, Mike.
Okay. So regarding the question, as I've said, we need the best out there for our farmers. How we come about this fertilizer is this. We have tried it several times, trying to see how we can get away. It kept giving us some issues. But when one of my friends in Mauritius called me one day, he said, have you added so extracts of moringa to this? There is a particular extract of moringa. Have you added it? I say, I have not. He said, well, go and do that. When he called me, I went in there. I took 100 liters of moringa oil. 100 liters. I turn it 100 liters. That is, each liter, I sell a liter of moringa about 100,000 naira. 100,000 in $1. I think it's about 70 something, about 60 something to 70 something dollar of 1 liter of our raw cold pressed moringa oil, no adulteration. When you see the extraction process that I've gone on those to for that oil. So I took 100 liters of that. I turned it in one drum. I took another 100 kg of my moringa cake. I turned it in a drum. I took 100 kg of the powder. I turned inside one drum. Then the waste, the back. When you look at what I sink into that drum, in order to take it through a process. After taking it through that process with other extract that he added me that I have, I added it there. When I brought out that fertilizer, I realized that the maize that's supposed to take me 90 days, this maize take me 72 days to harvest. Early maturity, it makes this plant to grow beyond human imagination. You will feel as if you are just every day. You know, when I plant my moringa, when I'm doing my seedlings, every day they grow 1 centimeter inch. 1 centimeter each growth on daily basis. So when I realized I have gotten this, I said, oh, that is where I said, I'm keeping these animals. From these animals, we are butchering them. When you look at Africans, for example, let me just go for why we want to get the right things so that everybody all over the world can benefit. They say in Africans, you know, Kenya have about 24 million cattle, while Nigeria have about 23 million cattle. But like Netherlands have just about 3 million or so, 4 million cattle. But what Netherlands is generating from their cattle, in only milk, have joined what Kenya and Nigeria can with. That is about almost 40 something million cattle. They can't compete with Netherlands with only 3 million cattle. Why? Because the techniques or the idea. And when you look at it, I also was watching one, how they developed, use one, what do they call, to just have a cell of either human in order to develop and bring out, to get a beef meat, to get meat, so that the meat can increase. Why they did that is because there is shortage of meat. So if we have this moringa, we plant this moringa, we take the extract, we now treat these cows with what I have done in National Veterinary Research Institute. After treating them, within 1 month, 45 days, no matter how deadly the cows is going, within 45 days, I take care of them without waste of time with the moringa. Then their dungs, I collected it there. The same thing with birds, I collected their dungs there. Then these cows now, you butcher it. The meat will be cheaper in the market. The skin you are selling, the waste you are taking, and then you are going into another production of your fertilizer. Then you have this extract you deliver to the farmer. The farmer now bring out the grains. This is a recycling effort that we have put on ground in order to have this fertilizer. There are so many things that if I would talk on this fertilizer, we won't be able to. But I am telling you that for us to have the best and for farmers all over the world to benefit, we want to start booking and then having purchase order from moringa from every part of the country, so that when we are extracting, we can have a unified body where all these moringa are being gathered for shipment. The main extract, the waste extract is coming for our fertilizer productions and animals. This thing with these cows that we have all over the country, we put them in one place. If you can't put all, the one that you have put in one place, you're already taking the analysis. Then you can export the meat to other countries that doesn't have that. You export those beef meat, because before you export it, it must pass through all this this analysis. You must take it through all the necessary body to certify it. And when they look at it, you know, sometimes when I look at some of our cows and the what we are eating, the meat we are eating, when you go to some abattoirs, you will say, "Cat, I shouldn't eat any cow again from outside or any meat that I have not seen." But when you have a right standard and a government agencies interfacing with some of these things and then setting up these standards, engaging Nigerians without even engaging them, when you have these ranches on ground and you know that these cows you can't get them 100% without moringa, you now place order for moringa, everybody will run in there. Everywhere in the world, they must be supplying to you. And then you feed this cow and then you take the meat. The meat will now go back to the abattoirs. Everybody that is eating meat knows that he is eating something that it doesn't have any side effect. You can't be eating food and eating poison to yourself. So some of them, when you see all these things, not to talk too much on that. So these are some of the extract that we collected from these animals. And that is why changing the soil is simple. Even if it is a dead soil, wherever it is. Sometimes we tell people, give me the dead land. Sometimes when I throw the challenge, some people say, why are you challenging your government? I say, I'm not challenging my government. What I want to do, or what I'm telling them is this: we can solve this thing. This is how to solve it. This is how to solve it. This is how to work about it. Let's go for the trial. I must bring my better seed. And then my fertilizer is there. And then you see the result. That will push you in order to encourage others. And then you will see everybody going in there. We gather the moringa, we extract, and then money will be in circulation. Economically, you have freed yourself, you have freed your country, and you have freed your people. We realize that people are just making money in their houses, some without even going out. They planted the trees around their houses. They are also eating from it. As we are harvesting, the little one that when you are cooking your food, you can be dropping little from there. And then the waste product, you package it, the company buy the waste product from you for their fertilizer productions or animal feed. You realize that the whole economy, nobody will be crying, no matter how bad things are. You see, everybody will be satisfied. So the fertilizer is there. We have worked it, and we have known that we have certified. We have taken it for analysis everywhere. We have seen exactly what comes out of it. And that is why we are not ashamed. And we tell you that take it everywhere in the world. We can deliver it to you. We are not afraid of what we have done here. And then we are giving you 100% assurance. It's more than the result that you are having before you can witness from this one. So that is just the few, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Joshua has gone offline. Yeah. You there, Bernadette?
I think, Janet, there is a question from Malawi.
Yes,
Janet, there's a question from Malawi. The lady from Malawi was asking a question. Can you ask her?
Effie, do you want to talk to us?
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. President. That's a very powerful story and a lot of lessons learned. I'm taking a lot of notes from this side. And I think just listening to your story, I was just wondering how that can become a Malawi story. And I was just asking in the chat to say, how can a farmer like me in Malawi tap into these global opportunities? Because when I look at the development of Moringa value chains here, it's not as matured and it's not advanced as you have highlighted. And from your lessons to say, instead of us suffering, how can we leverage on how you've suffered and what you've learned in the process? I was also asking whether there are value addition grants available for Malawi farmers. And I was also just asking around the extracts you highlighted and whether they're certified and what type of certification process is there. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. One very wonderful question, and thank you for the encouragement. You know, as we have said earlier, getting to where we're supposed to be is one simple thing that we will all come together. As we are here in Nigeria now, I have told some of my people, I said, you mustn't suffer the way I've suffered. Why? Because I've suffered to be here. In order for me, it's an advantage for me to also make something from you. How? You need the fertilizer, you need grains, you need an idea. I will tell you, okay, you don't have the money. Do you belong to any group? Do you belong to any association? Do you belong to any platform? Go and register. Let your platform give me an order today. I'm challenging every part of the world. Farmers are suffering. And we have this wonderful advantage and opportunity on ground. I mustn't take your cash. You can promise me in the next 6 months you are paying us our money. By what? By giving us hello. So by what? By giving us an LP. You say, oh, so bank have confirmed to our bank that in the next 6 months they will pay you your money. I'm not ashamed. It won't be a challenge to me. As the bank guarantees my bank realized that yes, they can generate their money from there in the next 6 months. Wherever you are in the whole world, we will deliver our products to you. Farmers that doesn't have money can now go to the association. Association have taken so order for so fertilizer or so extract or organic herbicide or organic insecticide from Nigeria. You have taken order from that. We'll deliver it to you. Our people will pay the bank are there for making money. They know that this money will come out in the next this thing. Because of what? Maybe it will take that farmer 3 months to cultivate his farm, or it take him maybe 4 months or 5 months to cultivate. Within that 5 months, he have given the association. Association might have given us, okay, our farmers can deliver. We know we can produce this in so and so tons. Even if we can't buy this thing, if we can't give you all the money, we can give you some grains. Let's go into that collaboration. Then you give me an MOU signed. You give me an LC. We will now deliver your products to you without you paying me 1 naira. It has an advantage to you. The farmers will now take it instead of waiting for maybe where to loan money and the money is not there to loan, looking at the high cost of interest and the rest of them. You now leverage in his own group. As you are there in Malawi, you can be a head of your group or association. You say, oh, we are taking so number of tons of fertilizer. So you go to your bank, you say, okay, we want to take so and so, but these people want their money in the next 6 months. Because we know we can use 3 months to cultivate this. The 3-month process after harvesting and the rest of it, we can pay their money. So what can you do to us? Your bank will look at it and say, okay, they are not parting with their money to Nigeria. They are only giving this one that they can collect their money from you and then deliver to us after 6 months. We know that quite all right, that 3 months can take this. But meanwhile, looking at the times of exporting or maybe shipment and the rest of them, it might likely take some little time. So we calculate all those things and then you put it in and then we sign an MOU. We generate the NSP to you. We'll go on production and you there, as we are giving to you, your extract that you have, the moringa and the rest of it that you have, we are also buying. We'll tell you, okay, what quantity of moringa can you give to us? Or what do you have for us? You can give us this moringa. We can give you cut some of the prices out of it. So that is how it's a very simple, the world now, the system with the ideas and the battles and suffering that we have gone through, it have given us an opportunity and it have opened more wider business advantage to both farmers and those that have the money, those that don't even have the money. As we say, some people lost a lot of money because there is no guarantee in what they are planting, or there is no, there's no guarantee that what we have planted, it will now come up to so and so. Even on the grains, you say, okay, I need a better seed. How do we get that? We can work it out and say, okay, this is what we can do. And then you give us what you're supposed to give us. We'll deliver your products to you. So we don't have the money. We only have the mind and we have the idea on what to generate and give you. So that is what is there most of the times. In businesses, you mustn't have gathered the cash on ground to say you must deliver this. No. The idea that you have now is the money that you are talking about. So with that, at least we are good to go. Wherever you are, organize. We have a platform. We have the African Moringa Hub there. When you discuss with them, whatever it is on the platform, or you discuss with the leaders there, you can now come up with a better way. Then we can now work and deliver your products to you. So we know that we're in the same business, and then we are moving. We take from you, you take from us, and then we'll be recycling the entire business and the processes, and everybody will be happy. Then we'll be changing our economic situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Michael.
You're welcome.
We have online is Dr. Gilbert, Mr. Gilbert.
Okay.
He was going to moderate for us and he wasn't able to get here. Would you like to talk to us, Mr. Gilbert? Hello. Hello. Oh, welcome. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hello.
I missed most of these presentations because I was still at church. But from what I captured was pretty inspiring. I hope we can, Dr. President, I hope we can engage you privately. You help us, especially with the fertilizer for Moringa.
No problem. No problem. You're welcome,
All
sir.
right. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
it was a wonderful, inspiring that you're doing so much on Moringa in Nigeria. I think you should bring that revolution. Can we bring you for a month in Zambia?
we will soon be there. You know, as I've said earlier, you see, we can have an understanding. We have the extract here. You can supply us the extract. We can take the extract and come down to Zambia and say, okay, my brother, we want your farmers to benefit from this. We want to offtake certain things from your farmers. We sign an MOU. We take our extract and come down there. Every other, like chicken, dogs, and animal, this thing, we can be offtaking from farmers. It will also give them some little money. And then with the extract that we are taking from here, we can now establish such factories. So people that are around there can be taken from there without much cost. So it's a global world. And then for us, we mustn't, every time you say you must shift so tons or trucks from, containers from Nigeria to so country, container from so it can be a business in your country. By establishing this, we'll come in with our ideas, we'll come in with our extract, we'll bring the extract. So this thing, you get so extract and add to it and see the wonder. So number, you get so extract and add. These are, we can talk it privately, we can set such kind of things, and then we'll move. So we are here for business, meaningful
Absolutely.
business that will change our life.
Yeah. No, I definitely will. From Zambia, we'll definitely engage you. We'll certainly want you to help us also start that revolution.
Oh, that's good, sir. That is good.
I call people like you the revolutionary.
Yeah, that is great. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Did we have any other questions? Are you there, Joshua? No, I don't think he is. Oh, Moringa City, yes, you're here. Hello, Joshua.
Oh, yes. All right. I think we have Dr. Michael has spoken so well. There will be another follow-up on this presentation. Mr. Banda, Mr. Gilbert, as you have come, I think you will finalize with Jeanette, and then we see how we can be winding up, because we have taken a lot of time from our listeners, almost going to about an hour and a half. And then Dr. Michael too has spoken so well. So there should definitely be a follow-up on this presentation. So you and Jeanette should see how we will be able to wind up. And then we plan again and then have another presentation. I don't know whether it's welcome that we have another presentation, but to me in this side, I think the presentation is very pregnant and there are more for us to dig deeper into. Because once now he has opened it up as a global event, as a global project, we should be able to tap in more. Initially, when I listened to his video, I thought it was a Nigerian project. But when I carefully listened to the video, I noticed that it was a global project. And obviously, too, he has explained it very well that it's a global project. So we will go deeper into it and then call in for another presentation again. I don't know whether you welcome what I'm saying, Mr. Gilbert.
Yeah. It's a welcome development.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. So Gilbert, you and Janet, I think we should be winding up. Or what do you think? Or there are further questions for us?
Unmute. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Michael.
Thank you.
We appreciate everybody who's come on board, and I'm sure we've all enjoyed your wonderful story. And
Thank
about
you.
the miracle tree. I like it about your chickens and The mighty chooks, we call them, I'm in Australia, we call them chooks. Yes. We thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think it might be time to wind up. Everybody, maybe if everybody just unmutes themselves and say goodbye and we'll close.
Goodbye.
And then
Thank you so much.
Janet, can we take a group photo with all of us?
Yeah, sure. We'll get our, I haven't got a camera on mine, but everybody, if you've got a camera, yes. And we'll take a group shot of everybody on the. Yes, I'll take a screenshot. Hold on a sec. Let me get something here. We're getting ready. Yes, everybody's coming on board.
I want to only thank a lot of my friend Michael. Thank you, Michael. This is
my dear friend.
Yeah.
Mali.
Well done.
And next time I will be there in Nigeria, I'm sure.
Right.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to say goodbye? And if you've got your video, you can turn it on. I haven't got a video on my desktop here. And we'll take a group shot.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
thank you, Dr. Michael, for the presentation.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm really enjoying your fertilizer in Lagos. It's doing great work for me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you,
Thank
Michael.
you.
Right. We're coming on. No, we're.
Okay, goodbye.
Yes, no, we can't get them. Right, I think we've lost a few of them are starting to go now. Anyhow, thank you. I'll close this session and we appreciate it very, very much. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay.
God bless
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Everybody.
I'll stop the recording.